Okay, we are on the record. Josue Reyes.
Yes.
Okay, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. And the city attorney in your case is proposing to do that you do 16 hours of useful public service and no violations of this kind in the future. And if we do that, then the case will come back and that'll take care of things. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, that is my understanding, sir.
Okay, and who is Josue?
He is my son. He's my 14-year-old son.
Okay, so I need to talk to him.
Sure.
Your name?
I'm right here, Jose Reyes.
Thank you. Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
Okay. And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to enter into this agreement?
No.
Okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to tell me about all this?
So I was just on their bike. What's it called? And I had my cousin with me on the back, and with both of us, it was hard to stop. So I had to slow it down, like not stop, obviously, but like just go fast enough to where it didn't look like I was running the stop sign, if that makes sense. Because when there's both of us, it's hard to stop, like I said. So
Right.
going empty. There's
So you're 14. Do you want to get a driver's license?
Yeah.
Yeah, well
I
then
do.
stop doing this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 16 hours of community service. You can do that at any nonprofit, like your church or library or something like that. Have them give you a letter that says you completed it and have no further violations. And when you come back, then that'll take care of things, okay?
Okay.
Let's get a date in about 6 weeks.
Sounds
August 4th, morning or afternoon,
afternoon is fine.
1:15.
That works.
Very good. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day to you.
You as well. Get this done, okay?
Okay.
He will. You have
Thank
my
you.
word.
Cool. Well, I need his word.
Okay.
I will.
He has to do it, not you, Mom. Okay, thanks.
Make him do it. Thank you, Your Honor. We're good to go, right? Right. Okay.
So this goes back to, give it to Adam. He'll take it to the PD. But we should keep a copy before it goes. They sent me an email. We signed it. Now it goes back to them.
You gotta issue the warrant.
Right. And then, but the actual paperwork goes also back to PD.
Oh, yeah, we'll
We
email
keep
it
a
to
copy,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Artemino Aguirre Rios. Sir, your name?
Daniel Aguirre.
Thank you, sir. I have a proposed disposition whereby you would be entering a plea of guilty to a 4-point speeding, 55 and a 45, and upon a plea of guilty to that charge, the original charge would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Sir, you are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Then as to speeding 55 and a 45, sir, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll accept your plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you want to tell me about this? It's pretty fast.
Well, Your Honor, the thing is that my daughter had an event in school and I was running late. I'm sorry, that's why I was.
And then when you got stopped, you were really late, right?
Yes,
Well, this is very fast and we're having a lot of trouble with folks getting hurt because of speed. So you need to slow it down. Your fine is going to be $120. There's a 30% surcharge, not $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. Sir, please slow down. Thank you. So it'll be just a moment. We're waiting on some paperwork. Sir? John Kenny. Or Kenny John? This is Kenny John. Okay, I can't hear you, so can you unmute yourself, sir?
Okay,
There we go. Just a moment, let me pull up your case. Sir, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Sir, is that your understanding?
yes, sir, it is.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to speak to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
I have.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
Okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
This original charge was pretty fast. Anything you want to tell me about that?
Well, I don't believe I was going that fast. I seen the officer following me for about over 3 miles, and there was other cars in my group that were driving the same speed, and I kind of felt like he kind of singled me out because of my vehicle or some other reason, but I don't believe I was going that fast.
Okay, well, we just watch out for the speed because we're having a lot of people getting hurt. So
And-
please slow it down, drive carefully. Your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel charge, for a total of $133. Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. You can sign off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Juan Mercado. There you go, sir. Your name? Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay. So the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the original charge would be dismissed, and he wants you to attend an Alive at 25 class. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
Okay. And anything you want to tell me about this?
Yes, it was a light. I was already going past the crosswalk where the pedestrians go. So
Okay, well, you can't be doing that. That's how people get really hurt. But good news is no accident, no injuries. So we are going to have you do an Alive at 25 class. Looks like you have had a couple tickets. How old are you? You had a ticket last year. So sir, your fine is going to be $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159 plus your class. We're going to give you a date in about 6 weeks so you can take care of that. Let's get a date.
On August 3rd.
August 3rd at 8:30. When you complete that class, they'll give you a certificate. Make sure we get it in the court file here, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Freeway Transport, Avaristo Arch. How do you say your name?
Evaristo Aston.
Sorry. Thank you. Let me just pull up your case here. Sir, in this case, I have a proposed disposition that the city attorney would amend this to parking on the wrong side of the street. And upon a plea of guilty to that charge, the original charge would be dismissed and the other case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? Okay. He's indicated a fine of $25. Is that your understanding?
I'm sorry.
A fine of $25? Is that your understanding? Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Okay, then I'll accept your plea, find it to be knowing and involuntary. Anything you want to tell me about this?
So, my friend brought trouble to it, and not knowing that I was not allowed to have it in my neighborhood.
And then.
So the one- The same day, and then I came to take that full down. Afternoon.
Just.
9 o'clock at night,
There's like two markers. I did Christopher
So I
Keating
went out
notes.
there and I asked what's going on.
You have added that to.
So I showed
the
him.
bucket, and you can
And
have it over.
I asked him, I asked him. So, vehicle,
Or not
yeah, so
done.
I
I
asked
can
him,
go with it.
my vehicle's parked here.
For anything. Watch me.
I said, it was parked here for 2 weeks. I said, nobody told me.
Okay.
I said, so it's just like. I said, just like you did tomorrow, when you talk to me. I said, why wasn't I getting that? Different arrangements, not knowing. Now I got my truck, the trailer.
Good.
I didn't know.
Okay.
He was always like, that's not. He's an issue, he's taking them for. Charles fixing hospital, he's like, there was one, this guy, someone said, this is going back. That's what he also asked me, get stuck.
Okay. But you've taken care of this. You've got a parking place. It's all good. Great. Well, your fine is $25. There's some court costs associated with this, a 30% surcharge, $20 of court costs, $9 fuel surcharge. The other matters dismissed. This will appear under your name, but there's no points associated with any of this. Go out to the court clerk's window. They'll take care of it there. And I'm glad you worked it out. But yeah, a warning would have been good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, sir. You too.
Quiet on the northern front.
That's north.
That's west.
No, that's west.
So that's south. I'll find on the southern part. You know, Whereas was the idiot savant at directions and, oh, there's a speed limit sign.
Exactly where they are.
The 10007 block of Highway 2. I'm like, there is?
Yeah, we know exactly.
I know.
Speed limit, stop signs, yield signs.
And you'll notice if there's a trail where it's a little confusing, I'm not helping at all. South? What?
Yeah.
I get so confused.
Terry's not good about that. She's also not great about left or right. And so we were on I-70 up in the mountains where it goes from 3 lanes to 2. And that one, the sign said, you know, merge right. And she's like, by then we had to be over. It's like,
Oh, I have a Teresa story. Only people know Teresa. So about 4:45 yesterday, she goes, "Hey, can you give me a ride? Gina Weissenkorn's getting this big award, Lifetime Achievement
oh,
Award."
wow.
I'm like, "Sure. Where are we going?" 10th and Wadsworth at 5 in the afternoon. I'm like, mother,
Just start walking. It'll be faster.
like. So we finally get there. And as we get there, you know who pulls up in her car? Gina, who lives in Central Park.
You could have ridden with
Directly
her.
on our way. And Teresa uttered something like, "Oh, I guess I could have gone around with Gina." And unless internally I'm like, "You think?" Because that just took an hour and a half out of my day.
No kidding. Well, I'm glad you got an
Oh,
award.
It's
Gina's
not that
great.
far. It's 10th and Wadsworth. I'm like, it's rush hour. Like,
You should get the award from the FBI. I mean, that's the only thing I know that's over there.
well, it's at Lakewood Country Club.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's nice.
But anyhow, like, and Teresa's like, okay, so go down York and then take a right on 14th and then take a left on Grant and then get to 6th Avenue. And then on your way back, all you have to do is like, you know, take 6th Avenue,
Right,
get off on
Teresa.
Santa Fe, go to 14th.
Exactly.
I'm like, can you start which street?
Well, and yeah, it's like, where were we? I forget where we were going. And I think it was to Mariana's award thing. And Siri or whatever the road thing had us going all over the place. Go get off on 20th, turn left, go around to Broadway, come around, turn. I'm like, what?
I think it was a teaching track or something. Like, good time, get to the gas station, ask. You know,
Yeah, everybody gives you landmarks that you don't know. You know, go down to the barn and or they give you, you know, primo, like I forget where it was, down near some Colorado somewhere. They go, you know, there'll be a green Chevy. And when you get to the green Chevy, you go down the dirt road. Well, like a car's, you know, that's pretty mobile. But clearly this green Chevy had been there for 40 years. You know, it's like,
when you go back east, like you're on Cape Cod, it is like Washington Irving, like all these like, well, everything's, you know, covered with trees.
Right,
and
yeah.
all the roads look like you're going to see the headless horseman riding down. And it's like, which we went to Cape Cod once and all of a sudden we're driving around Plymouth. Well, Plymouth is on the wrong side of the bridge. I'm like, what the?
what did I do?
At 2 a.m, like, well, there's Plymouth Rock. Okay, touch it. All right, let's go.
2 a.m. All of a sudden people are like, what are you doing with Plymouth Rock?